The Banshees of Inisherin is a film set on a remote island in Ireland during the 1920s. It tells the story of two longtime friends, one of whom abruptly ends their friendship. The film explores the aftermath of this sudden decision, focusing on the strained relationship between the two men. One is an older man who plays the violin, while the other is a younger man who herds cows and has a miniature donkey. The film delves into themes of isolation, friendship, and the human condition, all set against the backdrop of a picturesque yet desolate island. The film's central conflict arises from the sudden decision of the older man to end the friendship. This abrupt change is not given any backstory or context, leaving the audience to guess the nature of their previous relationship. The older man declares that he no longer wants to waste time with empty words and wishes to focus on himself. This decision is portrayed as sudden and baseless, adding to the film's sense of unpredictability. The younger man is left bewildered and desperate to understand the reason behind his friend's sudden change of heart. The film is set on a faraway island in Ireland, a location that the filmmaker, being Irish, assumes he knows well. However, the film's portrayal of the island is criticized for being more decorative than authentic. The island is depicted as a picturesque but normal place, with green landscapes and cloudy skies. The film fails to establish a strong sense of place, as the camera often focuses on the scenery rather than the characters' perspectives. This lack of connection between the characters and their environment makes the setting feel more like a tourist attraction than a lived-in location. The relationships between the characters are portrayed as exotic and strange. The younger man has a close bond with his miniature donkey, which he sneaks into the house when his sister is not around. The older man has a dog, but their relationship is not well developed. The film's depiction of these relationships is criticized for being superficial and lacking depth. The older man's drastic actions, such as cutting off his fingers and throwing them at the younger man's house, are seen as extreme and sadomasochistic. These actions are portrayed as both a form of revenge and self-punishment, adding to the film's sense of exoticism. The film's portrayal of sadomasochism is a key theme. The older man's decision to cut off his fingers and throw them at the younger man's house is an act of both sadism and masochism. This extreme behavior is seen as a response to the younger man's persistence in trying to understand the sudden end of their friendship. The film's depiction of this behavior is criticized for being gratuitous and lacking a critical perspective. The older man's actions are portrayed as a form of self-destruction, highlighting the film's exploration of the darker aspects of human nature. The Banshees of Inisherin is a film that delves into themes of friendship, isolation, and the human condition. However, its portrayal of these themes is criticized for being superficial and lacking depth. The film's setting is seen as more decorative than authentic, and the relationships between the characters are portrayed as exotic and strange. The film's depiction of sadomasochism is a key theme, but it is criticized for being gratuitous and lacking a critical perspective. Overall, the film is seen as a work that prioritizes exoticism and shock value over meaningful storytelling.